Hello, Impact Community. This is Coach Selena here for Impact Coaching Minis. This is once a week where I come on here, invite you to step into a coaching chat with me, just a little mini session to give you some of my top coaching tips, secrets, insights that you can take and use right away in your everyday life. And today, I'm coming from my car because that is just the way that it is in this crazy time in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. We're all trying to squish so many things into just a few short weeks. And one of the things that I want to encourage you to make time for in this season is working on your goals for 2023. Yes, it is time to do that. Don't wait till January. And I want to give you my top 5 tips for making your goals for next year. Are you ready for those? My top 5 secret coaching tips. Tip number 1 is don't wait until next year. I just said that. But now is the time to get started on making your goals for 2023. I bet underneath the hustle and bustle of the end of this year, ideas are floating around. Take a few minutes and just jot those down so that you can come back to them and continue to percolate on them. Let them be there in your mind on purpose, and go ahead and capture them as you finish out this year. And when the holiday rush is over and you have that time to actually focus and think, you'll already know what you're going to be focusing and thinking on and concentrating on. So, tip number 1, don't wait for the new year. Get started on your goals now, on setting your goals for next year now. Have you heard this quote before? People with clear written goals accomplish far more in a shorter period of time than people without them could ever imagine. That's from Brian Tracy. Writing goals and setting goals is so important to being able to have harmony with your faith, your family, and your career. It helps you get off of the hustle and bustle rat race, mindlessly doing just whatever comes along to you, and helps you be really intentional about how and where you spend your time and put your energy. So setting goals for the next year is really important. And here is my number 2 tip for you when you are setting goals in the new year. What does success mean to you? Think about that. Be able to answer that question for yourself. When you're setting goals, when you're going for things, when you're even deciding what goals to go for and measuring your progress on them, what does success mean to you? If you look around in the world and compare and look to social media and look to advertising for your definitions of success, you will have one sure thing as success. But is that really the life you're going after? In some ways, yes it is. In some ways, no it's not. What things do you consider to be a success? The world's going to tell you one thing. Your family and friends are going to tell you something else. But you have to decide for yourself, what are those things that are most important? Are they hitting certain numbers? Are they reaching certain statuses or levels of success? Or are they something different? Is it a feeling you're going to have? A possession you're going to have? A milestone you're going to reach? What are the measures of success that you want to put in for yourself? That's tip number 2. Tip number 3 for making goals in the new year is cast a longer vision of where you're trying to go, a broader vision. So you're saying most people, when they set goals, they're standing here in the place where you are and trying to look forward of what do I want to do next? right? So you're standing here and looking forward. But the best way to plan is to plan with the end in mind. So instead of here being at the beginning and looking forward, I'd like you to cast a vision about 5 years in the future. Doesn't have to be perfect or all laid out or anything scary and big, but just think, in 5 years, where would I like to be? Where would I like my family to be? Where would I like to be in my career? Where would I like to be in my health and wellness and with activities that I like? What would I like to be able to do on a daily basis in 5 years? And kind of lay that out just loosely in your mind, or journal about it, or daydream about it a little bit. Then you'll be able to begin with the end in mind, picture yourself in that 5-year place and say, okay, what does that mean that I would like to do this year to get me closer to that? Do you see how that's a difference? Rather than starting here looking forward, you're starting at the end looking backward, saying, what does that mean? If that's where I want to be in 5 years, what do I need to do now? You guys, it's going to totally make you choose a different goal that you're actually going to be really excited about. So begin with the end in mind. Tip number 3, create a vision of where you want to be in like 5 years, and it's going to help you set goals for this next year. Okay? Tip number 4 is, I think I skipped one, but this is good. This goes to tip number 4. One of my favorite Bible verses. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Psalm 37:10. Can you believe that that is a tip for setting goals? It is, because it is my belief that if we begin with delighting in the Lord, having an abundance mindset of all the wonderful gifts and treasures that we have within us and we have abundantly around us, that actually it changes our hearts and it changes the types of goals that we decide to set for ourselves and for our families and for our businesses. So my tip number 4 is delight yourself in the Lord. Allow the Lord permission to change your heart, and then see what kind of goals come out of that kind of placement and mindset. Totally different again. And my last tip for you, tip number 5 in making your goals for this next year is, after you set your goals, review them often. Daily, weekly, monthly, whatever makes sense to you. Honestly, I review mine every day, 5 days a week, not on the weekends. Every day I write down my top 5 goals that I'm working on for this whole year. It is a wonderful way to keep reminding myself, what's the most important thing to me? How has God directed me and asked me to show up at this stage? And it acts as a filter of what's most important today. What's most important right now? Where am I going and what am I focusing on? You will have a huge difference in how you approach your goals and the progress you make on them if you are looking at them on a regular basis. So post them, write them down if you can every day, or like I said, once a week. As long as you do it more than you're doing it now, I think that's really the key. So top 5 tips for setting goals in the new year. Don't wait. Do it now. Define your meaning of success. Delight in the Lord. Cast a 5-year vision, and then review your goals as often as you can, hopefully daily. I hope this has been helpful to you. I'd love to hear about the progress that you're making on your goals. Drop me any questions that you have. And if you want someone to hold your hand and take you through the process, of course I'm happy to do that. We've got the wonderful Design Your Life workshop online, and you can just click that and take it at your own pace, or you can find time to work with a coach walking right beside you. We can't wait to see what kind of goals you set in 2023. I hope it is the best year yet. Have a wonderful day.